Hello and welcome to Tikkabilla. Now today, Sarah Jane is teaching Tamba something. Have a look.
Hippity-plop, 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 hippity-plop. And it has springy legs so it can bounce like this. Oh, hello. Can you guess which animal I'm teaching Tamba to be? Ready? Hippity-plop, 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 hippity-plop.
Hello. So, what else does this animal do, Sarah Jane?
Ooh, well, it likes to eat flies.
Yeah.
Oh, but this animal thinks they taste delicious and it likes to catch them on its long tongue like this.
And where does this animal live, Sarah
It
Jane?
lives in or by water.
So it goes like this. Hippity-plop, hippity-plop,
Good hopping, Tamba.
Yep. And he likes to catch flies on his tongue.
He does like this.
And it usually lives in or near
By
water.
Yes!
What can it be?
Can you guess what it is?
I think I know. Is it a frog?
Yes, it is a frog. Did you get it right?
Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog.
That's Simon.
Went the little green frog one day. So we all went.
Let's go and see what he's doing.
Come on.
Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day. So we all went. But we know frogs go la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. We know frogs go la-di-da-di-da. They don't go ba-boo-ba.
Simon, frogs don't do that, do they? They don't dance. They go hippity-plop, hippity-plop, hippity-plop.
Oh, you're right, Tamba, but it is a funny, silly song though, isn't it? Shall we do it again? And this time you join in with us. Will you sing and dance with us? Are you ready?
Went the little green frog one day. Went the little green frog. Went the little green frog one day. So we all went.
But we know frogs go
la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. We know frogs go la-di-da-di-da. They don't go.
Did you join in? Well, if you did, you might be a little tired. So, you relax and we'll act out a story for you.
Shall I go and look at the clock today? Come on. Tikkabilla, Tokkabilla, Tikkabilla, Tok. What's the time on the Tikkabilla clock? Let's have a look. Well, the long hand is pointing down to the number 6. So that means it's past something. And the shorthand is halfway past the number 1. So the clock says it's 1:30. But what's underneath the clock today? It's a frog. Oh, with clothes on. This is the story of Simple Simon after he'd been to the fair. Simple Simon had too much time on his hands. He just sat in his chair.
I'm so bored.
He said,
I've got nothing to do, nothing to make the day fly by. I've made my bed, I've had breakfast too, I've been to the fair. Oh, why is everything so boring?
And then, to his surprise, Simon could hardly believe his eyes. Through the window flew a piece of paper coloured red, which landed on top of Simon's head.
Oh! Magic games and magic tricks using wands made from sticks.
The paper said.
Ooh.
Said Simon, and he began to read.
What you need is a stick from a tree that's long and brown. Take the stick, wave it up and down. Then make your wish and say, winged fish. Oh, 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 whoa! If these things you manage to do, you can be sure your wish will come true.
Then out of his hands, the paper flew out of the window, out of view.
Oh! Not to worry. I can remember what's to be done. Oh, what fun! Right. Find a stick. That's long and brown. Wave the stick up and down. Make a wish to be king. Magic words. Fishy thing. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Did you notice? Simple Simon said the words the wrong way round. That's why he's sinking down to the ground. Simple Simon won't turn into a king. He'll become, well, quite another thing.
Ribbit, 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 ribbit. I'm a frog! A frog! Hello, it's really me, Tamba. I'm pretending to be Simon, who's been turned into a frog. Am I being a good frog, Sarah Jane?
Brilliant, Tamba. Simon cried. He tried to decide what to do, but knew what was needed was a bit more magic.
This is really, truly tragic. Will I be a frog for the rest of my life? What will I say to my wife?
Hello, dear. It's me. I'm pretending to be Simon's wife, you see. Oh, a froggy, get out of my house. Out, out, froggy. You're worse than a mouse.
But I'm not a frog. Don't chase me away. Listen to what I have to say.
So I mean the wife, listen to Simon's tale.
Well,
And then she began to cry and wail. Oh me, oh my, what am I to do? I want my Simon back as good as new. Then, cool as you please, a warm summer's breeze floated through the window. Oh, what's this? The lady thought. Perhaps I ought to read it. How to cure Simon with time on his hands, who mixes up magic and tragically lands and hops all around making froggy-like sounds. Oh, question. Do you miss him?
Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
Oh, I do. Answer, then kiss him.
Ooh.
Pooh. Oh, miss him. Oh, kiss him. Oh, should I kiss him? Ooh, could I kiss him?
Ribbit.
Nothing happened.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
And then
ribbit, 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 ribbit.
fly bang. Plop. Wallop. Instead of a frog, there stood Simple Simon once more.
Oh, good. Well, thank you, wife. I feel much better.
Now, if ever a magic letter flies through the window again, whatever mood you might be in, what will you do with it?
I'll throw it in the bin. Oh, I feel tired after all that. Oh, yes. Oh.
I'm glad Simon's back to normal again.
Yeah, so am I. It wasn't easy being Simon and a frog.
You were good at it though, hopping around the way you do. You know, there are lots of different ways you can move around. Why don't you move around with me? Let's start by running.
Whoa. Or you could walk really slowly. Can you walk really slowly?
Or you can skip. Oh. And there are some animals through the windows who move in different ways, big and small animals. Shall we move in different ways to the windows? Let's jump first. How many windows? 1, 2, 3. Now let's skip. Round, square or arched. Which one will it be? It's the square window. Jessie, Ellie and their mum have come to see some animals today. Some animals will be small and some will be big. I wonder what big and small animals they will find today.
She's very small and she's 4 weeks old. She's got a very twitchy nose. The mummy rabbit is bigger than the baby rabbit. Smaller than the sheep. I'm bigger than the sheep and the goat. This goat is very small. The baby goat is called a kid.
What other big and small animals do you think they will find?
This foal is called Bramble.
Now this is Charlie. He's bigger than Bramble. He's not a foal. He's a miniature pony, which means that he won't grow very big. Jessie and Ellie are going to give his coat a good brush.
Yes. I'm bigger than Charlie, but Charlie's bigger than Ellie. Charlie's very small. Charlie's very big. I'm bigger than Charlie, but there's another horse that's bigger than me.
Which horse will it be?
This is Gulliver and he is a Shire horse. He's bigger than both of us.
You know, next to an elephant, I feel quite small. But next to Sarah Jane, I feel quite tall.
Well, next to Simon, I'm quite small. But next to Tamba, I feel quite tall.
Which do you think is smaller, an elephant or a mouse?
A mouse.
And which do you think is taller, a bungalow or a house?
A house.
And which out of these two is wider, a fat bumblebee or a flea?
A bee.
And which do you think is bigger, you or me?
It's you, not me.
Well, let me explain. If I were to meet a giraffe, well, I'm sure I'd feel so tiny. But when I look at the ants on the path, I feel so huge as they all walk by me. A hippopotamus can make me feel skinny, and a stick insect make me look fat. Oh well, my size depends on what I'm looking at.
He's looking at. Well, sometimes I feel big, and sometimes I feel small.
So small.
Sometimes I feel short, and then at other times I'm tall. When I look around at my natural habitat, I can see that my size depends on what I'm looking at.
Which do you think is smaller, you or the moon in the sky? And which do you think is taller, you or a sweet butterfly? And which out of these three is bigger, me or you or a cat? Well, our size depends on what we're looking at.
We're looking at. Well, sometimes I feel big, and sometimes I feel small.
So small.
Sometimes I feel short, and then at other times I'm tall. When I look around at my natural habitat, I can see that my size depends on what I'm looking at.
Actually, look. Our hands are different sizes too. As mine's much bigger than yours.
Oh.
Now, have you ever made a hand pattern?
How do you do that, Simon?
Oh, it's really easy. You put your hand on a piece of paper like that, and you just draw around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you take your hand away, there's your hand pattern. Now, there's loads more hand patterns over here. Oh, sometimes I feel big, sometimes I feel bum, 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 bum. Ah, here are the hand prints. There. They look good, don't they? You know what? These handprints remind me of something. Something that grows on a tree. Can you guess? I know. I'll draw a tree and see if you can work out what I'm thinking of. And draw a tree using my arm and my hand on a piece of paper like this. Because your arm is quite thick, just like a tree trunk. And your fingers are quite thin, just like the branches on a tree. So if you draw around it like that, then there. Actually, I'll turn it round. What do you think? Well, it's a bit like a tree, isn't it? I know. I'll colour in the tree trunk, because tree trunks are usually brown. Not always, but usually. And I'll just draw around the sides like that, so it looks a bit more like a tree trunk. There. Now then, what is this tree missing? Leaves. And that's what these handprints remind me of. Leaves on a tree. I'll just put some glue on them and glue them into a tree position. One like that. And put some sticky glue on in the middle. And then some more leaves on this side. There. That looks a bit more like a tree, doesn't it? Did you guess?
Hey, Simon, I've made some paper patterns using my hands.
Oh, thank you, Sarah Jane, because Sarah Jane's hands are smaller than mine, so they're a different size. And of course, you do get different size leaves, don't you? So if I put some sticky glue here, one there, and then one there, we have a handy tree.
Oh, that looks wonderful. And you know, Simon, Tamba has made a paper paw trail for you to follow. And it starts here.
Oh, I can see. Yes, this is just like Tamba's paw. There's one there and another one here. Can you see any more? Oh, there's one right there. And there's one here as well. Tamba must be around here somewhere. Do you know where Tamba is?
Simon! Here I am!
Hiya, Tamba, there you are.
My paw prints looked like a path of leaves, didn't they?
Yeah, a path that led me to you.
Yeah!
Oh, there's another tree through one of the windows. Shall we have a look? How many windows? 1, 2, 3. Round, square or arched? Which one will it be? It's the arched window. This old oak tree has been growing here for hundreds of years. It stands here in all weathers, getting bigger and bigger. Every autumn, the leaves drop off and the oak tree becomes bare. It doesn't look like an oak tree anymore, does it? It looks cold and sad in winter, but it's only resting. In the spring, oak trees come alive again. New leaves grow and trees start to look green and healthy once more. Do you know what an oak tree grows from? It starts off as an acorn like this one. But not all of the acorns grow into oak trees. Some get eaten instead. Squirrels like to eat acorns. Sometimes they bury their acorns to save them for later. Lots of animals like living in the oak tree, especially insects and birds. Ravens have built a nest in this oak tree. Its strong boughs, high up and sheltered, are the perfect place to make a home. Climbing up the bough are caterpillars, and they like to eat the leaves from an oak tree. The caterpillars eat and eat, and they grow fatter and fatter, and one day they turn into beautiful butterflies. The butterflies stay close to the oak tree because they flutter about on the tops of the trees, showing off their wings. At the foot of the tree, other creatures run around. They like to eat old bits of dead wood and leaves, and there are lots of them hunting for food. This oak tree has a visitor. It's a little owl. Now you might think owls are night birds, but not all of them are. The little owl is a daytime bird. And here he is, resting in between flights to look for food. Well, the old tree is a good place to stop and decide where to fly next. Oak trees have lots of visitors, and they live through all weathers, big and strong and very beautiful.
Singing around the old oak tree, singing around the old oak tree. I see you and you see me round the old oak tree.
Singing around the old oak tree, singing around the old oak tree. I see you and you see me round the old oak tree. Did I surprise you?
You did surprise me.
Singing around the old oak tree, singing around the old oak tree. I see you and you see me round the old oak tree. Ha-ha! Surprised you both.
You did.
That's a lovely song, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. Let's sing it again, but this time let's sing it as a round. Now that's where one person starts singing and the others join in later.
That's a good idea. I'll start. Singing around the old oak tree, singing around the old oak tree,
Singing around the old oak tree, singing around the old oak tree. I see you and you see me round the old oak tree.
Next time you're in a park or a playground, have a look up at the trees.
You might see some squirrels or some birds.
Or some little tiny trees starting to grow.
But we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
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 Tikkabilla, Tikkabilla, fun for you and me. Tikkabilla, Tikkabilla, watch and you will see. Tikkabilla, Tikkabilla, it's a wonderful place to be.
Hey, Squiggle, Squiggle, we all love to giggle with Squiglet. He'll show us how. With our Squiggle sticks, we can have such fun. So let's get squiggling now.
Come on, squiggle with me.
Squiglet loves to have squiggling adventures.
Let's set sail, shipmates.
It sounds like fun. Fabulous.
And you can join in too.
Have you got your squiggle pads and squiggle sticks ready?
It's time to get squiggling. Weekdays at 10 on CBeebies.
Can you guess who is in the igloo? His best friend is Snout. His race colour is blue. He'll twist his way through any race world. Have you guessed who is in the igloo? Correct! It's Twist! Well done, Quiz Kids!